And welcome inside the Backstage Pass, again, powered by the Sports Guys Podcast.com. It's a grand slam of sports and music. And, of course, happy MLK Day to everybody out there, too. Martin Luther King, a great civil rights leader. Always great to celebrate his day today, too, and remember what he stood for in this great country that we live in, too. Brandon Morrell here, of course, co-host, coming back over the next few weeks as we count down to CRS Country Radio Seminar. At the end of February, we'll be there February 28th to March 1st, highlighting Nashville's best and brightest there in person at the Omni Hotel. You never know. She might just be there. And the she I'm talking about here, as we're presented by the CadenGordonShow.com, which is today's best country mix. And, of course, our friends over at Bangtail Whiskey, my good friend here of the show, Kasey Tyndall to the show. Kasey, we staying warm?
Oh, we're trying. We've got about 5 or 6 inches on the ground here in Nashville, and I'm just not used to it. We are bundled up.
And, of course, our friends, HighTideCountry.net and KKTC True Country 99.9 in Taos, New Mexico, and up into Colorado. Yeah, it's supposed to be no snow in Texas, but I will say this. To wake up tomorrow morning with a temperature of like 20 to 25 degrees, being Southerners, you and me, we're not used to this.
No, not at all.
In the next couple of days, just to get back to the 60s and climb is going to be one particular feat out there too. Hey, this latest single, let me first of all say congratulations on a great 2023. You had a lot of things happen. One of your most successful years in your artistry as a career, became a mom for the first time, and of course played the Ryman at the end of last year. And now beginning at 24, you guys have put out a great single called Bad For Me, which just hit the highway, which is Sirius XM, the highway too. Congratulations on that. So sum it all up, girl. It's the end of 23 and the beginning of this year.
Yeah, I mean, it's so funny. I forget that it's 2024 already. I still feel like I'm in 2023. It was just such a big, powerful year. I mean, we CMT Next Women class. I made my Grand Ole Opry debut, my Ryman debut. I got to do a lot of good touring. Got to release some great singles. It has just been amazing. And then on top of that, becoming a mom and a wife, it's been a dream. I mean, it's going to be hard to top 2023, but we are going to do everything we can to try to top it. And yeah, it's going out with a bang here at the top of the year with Bad For Me. It's been amazing. And, getting all the support that we've gotten, including like folks from the highway and people like you. I mean, it's been amazing.
Well, I love that too. And like you said, the first time you step on an Opry stage, and of course the Ryman, kind of what you're stepping into, that circle of legacy or that stage of legacy too. Picking songs and trying to get, wardrobe down and things like that. When you get those kind of calls, I mean, the emotions have to go through you and just say, I'm in this category of what the legends and the greats of country music have embraced and stepped on stages like that, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I used to put on the Opry when I was a kid. The Grand Ole Opry, we would watch it on Saturday nights, and then I'd get up on like the brick hearth in the living room, and I'd make my sister introduce me. I know she hates that. She loves that story, but and so it's always been just in my blood. Like it's been a goal of mine to play the Opry, to play the Ryman, and so both of those in the same year has been insane. And it was really cool because Ketch Shakur from Old Crow Medicine Show, he asked me to make my Opry debut, but in the same moment asked me to make my Ryman debut. I was so mind blown. I had no idea like what to do, what to say. But that just sums up all of 2023. I've just been like, holy crap.
This is happening to me, no doubt about it too. Hey, I go back as far as your first album too, and I like to talk about this because as you guys evolve as artists from the first time you put out a full-length album or just a few singles, and kind of get your sound as to where you want to be as an artist, and kind of figure out a little bit about what it takes to make it in this thing called the music industry, which is tough. Between Salvation and Survival was the first album. I loved Boot Stomping on that record too, which was a lot of cool things. And of course, Bottle and the Bible. Talk about just the evolution of putting out the first album and then, finding that sound and kind of sitting where you are today after the whirlwind of last year, which we talked about.
Yeah. That first record, at that point in my life, in my career, I was a new artist. It was, it was who I was then. And I've been amazed just looking at, my own life evolving and seeing how my music is changing. And I usually don't notice it until after songs have come out. And then I'll go, wow, look at all that growth and change, whether it be in my life or, just as my ability to write songs and, like just my vocals even changing just from getting older. And so it's just all the things. And I love the new batch of music. I love the old batch of music. And yeah, it's really cool to see the change and just how far I've come. and you guys are gonna love the next batch that's coming out. We're trying to put out a whole project, so it'll be the first one since that record, and it truly does show that growth, and also just like the just sonically too. I mean, I've been working with Derek Wells. He's my producer, and he is really just encapsulated exactly what I want my music to sound like, and it's just been so cool to see and hear, and I can't wait for you guys to hear it.
Ready for a new batch, no doubt, too. Can't wait for some more of those great tunes there, too. Again, Kasey Tyndall here on the show, the Backstage Pass. Another single, Bad For Me, just hit the highway, too, as well. So if people have heard it, great. If you haven't, go download it across all those digital platforms. Good time as any. You want to start right there for the performance?
Yeah.
All right. Let's do that latest single from Kasey Tyndall out there, too. Bad For Me. Here it is. Take it away.
Don't scare the hell out of me. If he ain't been around seen some things, if he don't bleed tattoos, if he ain't got a few loose screws, if his demons don't haunt him a little, his favorite finger ain't the one in the middle, if his heart ain't kinda made of steel, then I'm level sitting running for the hills, 'cause I'm so messed up. I need someone shakes me up but makes me feel alive. If he ain't a little bad for me, bad for me. If he ain't a little rough around the edges, no, he won't last away. Honestly, no, I don't want to sound pessimistic. I need somebody with some smoke in their lungs. I need somebody with some sin on their tongue. If he ain't a little bit, just a little bit bad for me, then he's no good for me. I'm a little too good at being drunk. I don't feel a thing at all till I'm numb. I'm always running from who I thought I was, so he's gotta keep up, yeah, he's gotta be bad for me, bad for me. If he ain't a little rough around the edges, no, he won't last away. Honestly, no, I don't want to sound pessimistic. I need somebody with some smoke in their lungs. I need somebody with some sin on their tongue. If he ain't a little bit, just a little bit bad for me, then he's no good for me. Yeah, I'm so messed up. Yeah, I need someone, somebody that's bad for me, bad for me. If he ain't a little rough around the edges, no, he won't last away. Honestly, no, I don't want to sound pessimistic. I need somebody with some smoke in their lungs. I need somebody with some sin on their tongue. If he ain't a little bit, just a little bit bad for me, then he's no good for me. He's no good for me.
I love her voice. I've said it many times here on the show. The Backstage Pass, Kasey Tyndall, Bad For Me, the latest single out there across all those digital platforms. We got to pay some bills here on the podcast, and of course, sponsors get mad at me when we don't do that. So, conversation continues on. We come back after the break. A word from our friends at Bangtail Whiskey. Get the order in now at bangtail.com. Creative name for a whiskey, 90 proof corn mash. And tell you what, if you're drinking some of that today, I'm gonna have to have a shot with the cold weather to keep ourselves warm out there. Katie's got some right there, or a glass of her favorite drink there too. And our friends over at theCadenGordonShow.com, today's best country mix, theCadenGordonShow.com, Kayden. Coming back more with Kasey Tyndall with another performance. We'll talk about Jesus and Joan Jett, what a combination those two make, and of course Middleman, one of my favorite songs she came out with in 2021. It's actually when we first met here on the Backstage Pass. More to come here. A word from our sponsors. Stay tuned.
The Kayden Gordon Show is a 2-hour show playing the best in country music. So check it out at theCadenGordonShow.com. Again, that is theCadenGordonShow.com.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass. And back here on the show, KKTC True Country 99.9. Of course, out there also at hightidecountry.net and powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Of course, final two games coming up. Super wild card weekend for football. Some teams did well, some did not. So far, I'm 3-1. In the four games, the Dallas Cowboys, can't say that term loosely, but they let us down here in Texas for that reason. Green Bay just kind of whooped them. That's all I can say about that, too. Back here with Kasey Tyndall on the program. Bad for Me, the latest single out there. Check her out, Kasey Tyndall, official.com. I like that word official in there for the website, too, as well, because she is official. And if you're listening to the highway out there, too, for SiriusXM and us at KKTC, Bad for Me is now on the highway out there at SiriusXM. I go back to a song that really, it's just struck me. Like you guys, when you sing a great song, and the chords just kind of hit, the instrumentation, the vocals, everything's right, and the lyrics just really mean something. The Middleman song for you, I know was very personal, too, at the same time. And this one just really stuck with me in my heart because, man, this just talked about life in general and really summed it up when you guys put that single out.
Yeah, Middleman changed everything for me. It was a big leap of faith. I was at a point where I was going to be, like, between publishing deals, so during the pandemic, which means that was my job. And then that was about to be over, and I was like, oh, crap, I don't have – like you couldn't just go out and find a bunch of jobs. Like they were laying everybody off, and I was like, oh, crap. And I was like, it's going to take a song, like to get another, publishing company to take a chance on me. And when we wrote Middleman, it was perfect timing, and it allowed me to get the publishing deal that I have now. And so that song means so much to me personally, but also, like, for that reason as well. So I am so thankful for Middleman, and I got to write it with my best friend, so it's even better.
Just sends a great message, no doubt. I just say great country song there too. I wanted to ask you about the previous single before the single Bad for Me. I thought it was just a really kind of that good feel of a country song too, and you kind of let some, I want to say some steam off there too at the same time, but you can hear a different version of it on Apple Music too. But love the title, Dirt Road to Hell. Tell us all about this one, how it came together.
Dirt Road to Hell, I actually wrote it on a writer's retreat a couple of years ago with a bunch of great friends of mine. You probably know a few of them because they're artists, but Farron Rachels and Reed Halton and Josh Miranda. And the other two are songwriters, Nick Columbia and Gary Garris. We were just having a good time, honestly. And Nick had the idea. He was like, this is just a badass girl title. And I just, I figured, hey, there's a lot of girls that's been cheated on. Let's put this one out there for them. And we got to really showcase the rock side that I love so much, that's now okay in country music. And so we've had a blast with that one. I mean, just the way people have taken to it on TikTok and burning wedding dresses and all sorts of stuff. I'm like, oh Lord, y'all gonna get me in trouble.
Then you had another one too that was just flashy and catchy out there too at the same time. 2022, Jesus and Joan Jett. We talked about that before I went to break there too. But what a great title for a song.
Yeah, Jesus and Joan Jett. I've had that song for a really long time. Like I think we wrote that song in like 2016 or 2017, and it took that long to finally get out. But I just asked myself two questions when faced with anything in life, and that's what would Jesus do and what would Joan Jett do, and you add that all together and you get your answer. So that's where that song came from.
I'm seeing more and more of the collaborations take place in the industry. You've done your fair share of them. One was with, I believe, Dylan Marlowe, and a song you guys did called Place for Me. Tell us all about this one and how that collaboration came together.
Yeah, so Place for Me was just, I figured if my granddaddy could get into heaven, so could I. And that's where that song came from, just that thought. And I got to write it with some great friends, and I wanted to feature. I hadn't done one of those yet, and I was like, and I wanted it to be a guy. And I was just like, what guy is country and is just as good as gold? And the first person that popped in my head was Dylan Marlowe. And so he was gracious enough to do it, and he really made it feel complete to me. So we're real thankful that he was on that one.
You know, I love your writing style. We've talked about this probably on past episodes that we did, but that writing style always seems to kind of come to life, and you bring, at least for me, I'm sure a lot of fans out there, that personal side of the music kind of coming through, and the ability to tell a story. I guess kind of a two-parter. How much do you enjoy writing? And then two, how important is it to tell a story through the song?
It's so important to me, whether it's my story or someone else's. I think that's what sets country music apart. And those songs that you can tell are really personal in some way are the ones that usually shine through the most. And I just feel like whenever, and you can't write those every single day, because hopefully people in the room aren't going through stuff all the time. You don't want to have to write those songs all the time, but so when they do come through, you just have to jump on them. You have to embrace them and just take them to the top.
And to be able to, like you said, to tell that story. Another great one you did was Preachers Need People. And this was, I believe, Graham Barham, I believe, worked with you on this particular project. I love this one because this was 2022, if I recall, sometime in the fall there. It was September, somewhere around there, that you guys released that one too. Tell the folks that may not have heard that particular track.
Yeah, so Preachers Need People was actually Graham's idea, and he blew it up and on TikTok, and that kind of was the song that really got his career off the ground. And then we did an acoustic version together. I love that song so much, and I'm so glad that he was able to really do something great with it.
Hey, he sure did, no doubt. I get to follow that one too and see a lot of the videos he put out there on TikTok for that one too. We're going to talk about another one coming back from break here in just a second, but I know you got another performance for us, something new, right, for everybody, right?
Yep, I'm excited for all the songs coming out this year. And like I said, one of the best part about last year was having my daughter, and I have this song that I wrote for her that's coming out. We don't have a release date yet for the project, but I know for a fact that this one is going to be on it because it is right up there with Middleman for me. It's one of those songs where it's really it's a map for her. It's a blueprint. It's like, hey, I've done these things that you should not do, and I went through them, and now I realize why I went through them. It was so that you know what not to do, and that's what this is about. It's called Not As I've Done.
All right, here we go.
Don't drink whiskey on an empty stomach. Don't go dancing with a broken heart. Don't go thinking that true love's waiting in the backseat of some boy's car. Don't let dust settle on your Bible. Don't pierce nothing till you think it through. Do your best to learn your lesson from the trouble that you get into. Oh, girl, take it from your mama. I sure wish I took it from mine someday. Soon you're gonna wanna see how far you can bend that line. Heaven help you, I'm the one that you'll get your wild side from. The shell don't fall far from the gun. So do as I say, not as I've done. Learn that you can't take back tattoos. Found out cigarettes are hard to quit. I've done a lot of things, so you don't have to make the same mistakes I did. Oh, girl, take it from your mama. I sure wish I took it from mine someday. Soon you're gonna wanna see how far you can bend that line. Heaven help you, I'm the one that you'll get your wild side from. The shell don't fall far from the gun. So do as I say, not as I've done. Yeah, you're gonna think I'm crazy, but one day you're gonna thank me when you have one of your own. Oh, girl, take it from your mama. Sure wish I took it from mine someday. Soon you're gonna wanna see how far you can bend that line.
Words can't even describe how good that is. Fantastic song.
You.
And you put that out there, and that is going to be, I cannot wait. That hits. Thank you for playing it for us here on the Backstage Pass, again, powered by the Sports Guys podcast.com. A true talent, up and coming superstar in country music is Kasey Tyndall. We'll take a quick timeout for our friends over at Bangtail Whiskey and the Caden Gordon Show, KAYDEN show.com. Make sure you follow today's best country mix out there. He's in Boston, Massachusetts. I'm sure they're getting a lot of snow out there today through the week as well. Cold, because we Southerners just don't know what really cold is all about down here too as well. We're out there, KKTC, True Country, 99.9, New Mexico and Colorado, and of course, hightidecountry.net, and the very website, the sportsguyspodcast.com. More with Kasey, final segment coming up. We'll talk about nothing wrong with being country, a song she did called Babies. Can't wait to hear the story on that too. I'm sure the listeners can't wait as well. Coming right back here on the show. Stay tuned.
The Caden Gordon Show is a 2-hour show playing the best in country music. So check it out at thecadengordonshow.com. Again, that is thecadengordonshow.com.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the sportsguyspodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the sportsguyspodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass. And back here on the show, KKTC, True Country, 99.9. It was snowing out there at Ski Town in Taos. If you guys are out there at Ski Resort, have a great time out there, too. Wish I was, too, even though I don't like cold weather. But it's nice to go snowmobiling every now and then, too, as well. So if you're listening to us out there, we appreciate that as we feature the best and brightest artists from Nashville, Tennessee, sports music, a grand slam of that, talk a little bit of everything here on the show. Also at hightidecountry.net. And coming up over the next few weeks, hit songwriter Steve Dean will be here. If you don't know Steve, he wrote Roundabout Way for George Strait and a whole lot more. And, of course, coming by here on the show, Craig Campbell, Wade Hayes, and, of course, the great Gretchen Wilson is going to be here with us on the show. So firepower, along with the firepower today, Kasey Tyndall here on the Backstage Pass presented by the CadenGordonShow.com and our friends over at Bangtail Whiskey. Hey, tell us all about Babies, because I really enjoyed listening to this one when it came out. For Apple Music subscribers, there's the full edition of it for the full produced song, and you got a great acoustic version, which really shows off your voice, which is really cool to do. Tell us all about this one.
Yeah, so Babies was written, I guess 3 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
Is it 4 years ago? Anyway, it was before I even thought about having a child or getting married, and I was just chasing the dream. I mean, still doing that, obviously, but it was crazy because, like everybody back home that was my age was already married with kids. Hell, half of them were divorced already, So it was like everybody was asking me, when are you going to get married? When are you going to have kids? And that was also what my co-writers were going through as well. And so that's where Babies came from. And
I love that one.
Yeah.
I love a song that speaks the truth when it comes down to it. And then there's this little song out there she put out, I believe it was 2022, somewhere in the fall that year, September, somewhere around there. Nothing wrong with being country.
Oh, yeah.
I just love this song.
Exactly what the title is what it is. I think I was on my phone. I was waiting to go into a write. I'd gotten there early, and I was reading this article, those little stupid articles that pop up on like Facebook or something. I don't know why I even clicked on it. And the whole thing was just really tearing country people down. From just anything you can talk about that it's stereotypical. Just tearing us all apart. And it kind of got under my skin a little bit. And I walked into my co-write and I just said, boys, there ain't nothing wrong with being country. And then Cole Taylor said, we're writing that today. I was like, let's do it.
His song title comes out, boom, we're
Yep.
writing that today. All right, let's have a little fun when it comes down to it. I mentioned that the Cowboys and what a disappointment they've been for football. And I've seen a lot of musicians out there, singing the national anthem. We just had Randall King down here too, doing it for the Houston Texans this past weekend. They win. I'm 3-1 in my picks. I guess one, do you have a dog in the fight or the husband? And two, with what's left, the 2 games today, and of course, I guess following all the way to the Super Bowl, how much do you get into NFL football?
My favorite sport is hockey, which is so
It's
funny
hockey.
because I'm from North Carolina,
Mhm.
and you would think that it's not a big hockey state, but I mean, we have the Hurricanes, and I'm a
Hurricanes.
huge Hurricanes fan.
Mhm.
I think they're playing right now. But funny enough, my husband is from New York, but
Mhm.
he grew up a Titans fan because they lived in Memphis for a little bit when he was a kid.
Mhm.
And so he's kind of, obviously he's out of it right now, but his family is Bills fans. So
Ah.
they're pumped. So I'm kind of just watching and enjoying it, watching from
Mhm.
afar.
There you go.
But I love sports and I get into it. So even if it's not my team.
It's always fun, like adrenaline rush too, and I love going there live and playing them and stuff. And I'm a huge, like I said, Cardinal fan too. They're not in it, and love the baseball side of it too, because I'll always go down to spring training and just watch the warm up for the season, like the Astros. Sometimes we're in Arizona, sometimes we go to Florida and just see all the teams, and it's just kind of fun out there because I don't take it too seriously anymore. I used to be like, well, why are you raising your blood pressure for it? Well, nothing you can do with the outcome. So I'm like, you know what, just kind of back off, let it just evolve the way it's going to evolve and play out. And so, unless I had a little bit of the green stuff, the wagering going on, then I take it even more seriously because
Right.
it makes the game more fun. So,
Oh yeah.
which is good out there too. And I've done some pick'em shows before, and I've got some more of those coming up here on the show. Hey, Christmas just passed, and I know they said New Year. Any New Year's resolutions? Anything fun at Christmas? Maybe some favorite meals and food you ate?
So my husband's a firefighter, so we didn't go home for Christmas this year because he had to work Christmas Eve. And it was my daughter's first Christmas. So honestly, I just felt like I just took it all in. There was not one specific thing. Just being able to see her have her first Christmas, and that was pretty awesome. As far as New Year's resolutions go, I mean, honestly, I feel like, with what I do, it's such a whirlwind. I'm sure you feel the same way with what you do. I feel like my goal this year is to just be present.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's really easy to get kind of just all over the place. And so being present is important to me this year, and staying disciplined, and just continuing to work my butt off.
Those are great words for
Yeah.
anybody to have out there, because I'm right along the same lines with you with the show and going to Nashville. And of course, everybody says the cost of this and the cost of that, but I always say if you don't invest in yourself, nobody else will. That's just
Amen.
the slogan that I've always believed in. If you love what you do, then you never work a day in your life. Now you work, but the other part of that slogan is you're
totally. I mean, really, I feel like I work so hard, but at the same time, it does feel like, I wouldn't be doing anything else. This is the life right here.
Well, and you're a natural at it too, no doubt, and one of the best talents out there too. Hey, favorite show or shows you got into? I know there's a lot of good stuff on like the Peacock Network and of course Netflix and all the stuff out there. What are you getting into now?
Right now, we're watching Suits.
Ooh,
on Netflix.
I've heard,
so good.
I need to follow up on my episodes of
Oh,
Suits,
yeah.
and I tell you what else
Suits
they
is
put.
good. We're addicted to it right now.
They put out the movies. Obviously, the movies were Ted and Ted 2. They put out now a new series of Ted.
I did see that.
Prequel on Peacock.
I'm gonna have to check that out. We're also watching Reacher right now. On
really,
Prime.
I've not seen on Prime.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Got to get into that too as well. All right, when you're having one of those days where it's like a craving or a cheat day or something, I know I've got more than one during the week, but for me, and there's a lot of good places to eat there in Nashville, Music City. There, what's your go-to? What do you like to eat?
Like restaurants in Nashville?
Restaurants, anything, yeah, or food trucks or anything out there. Craving.
Man, there is this place, which I don't get down to Broadway a whole lot, to be honest with you, but there is this place called Blanco. It's like I guess it's like a Tex-Mexy type place. I'm not really sure what it is, but it is so good. Oh my gosh. And the margaritas are so good. That has been kind of our go-to every time we go to a hockey game or, get down there to listen to music. We're going there to eat.
Blancos. You told me a place now to get for CRS, and I've got to do that, no doubt. All right, we'll stay in the food category when it comes to a Kasey Tyndall pizza. What toppings go on that pizza?
Just pepperoni.
Okay, she's playing.
I'm a pepperoni girl.
I love it too as well. As good as the music is too, and as smooth as that pie is, as smooth as her voice is, no doubt, is the single "Bad for Me," no doubt too, across all those digital platforms. Make sure you check her out at KaseyTyndallOfficial.com. And of course, hey, congratulations on a great 2023. I know there's more to come. God bless you and the family. Congratulations on being a mom and all those great debuts and Next Women of Country and all this great music. And I always appreciate you coming back and sharing some time with us here. Can't wait to do it again, hopefully this year.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
You got it. The one, the only Kasey Tyndall here on the Backstage Pass out there. KKTC True Country 99.9. And of course, our friends at HighTideCountry.net and the Sports Guys podcast.com, presented by Bangtail Whiskey and our friends over at the Kate Gordon Show.com. Today's best country mix. We're back tomorrow. The Duggar Band are coming on too as well. They're actually rising to right now in country music, and a whole lot more. Gretchen Wilson and Wade Hayes and just Steve Dean. There's just too many to announce here on the Backstage Pass over the next few weeks here. Keep it tuned. Happy MLK Day out there too to everybody. And of course, stay warm with this winter weather coming through. We'll talk to you soon. Have a great night. Take care.